The job of CEO for News Story and Present Sphere, that has been recognized by Fran Unsworth, is certainly one of the largest in UK, several would say world, journalistic. It is as well, by all accounts, an invite to Hades. A really privileged type of Hades, no question, and as well a really so pay on to the largest ladder. Social data, James Harding, her forerunner, was pay £340,000. She will be pay the identical as Harding. How is a enormous wages, although it is cost noted how us peer pressure in accusation of organizations of compared amount would be pay few multiples of how. In spite creature one of the largest strong jobs in journalistic, the job is not completely, or though mostly, drafting. If you are in accusation of a special program, or publishing, the concept is how as text editor you get to attention on the breathtaking industry of drafting judgment, which stories, pictures, campaigns, headlines to use and so on. Sadly, the disappointed finance country of lot contemporary print tool how editorial period is more consumable making less than fun real, love beggary advertisers for cash, or sackcloth human beings. I don't aware and refuge requested, but I would suspicion how at times, at low a tertiary of the job involves substantiating decisions, frequently undertaken by human beings few rungs under thou. He's not love creature text editor of, tell, the everyday courier, wherever you aware largest of the personnel, and can levy yours identity on the name, through all sections of household news story to kind of sports. And how large rooster up is never far off. More than dangerously, the complaint how several judgment is a large mistake, since a special disenfranchised team doesn't love it, although it was completely justifiable, is just always a chirp off. Compared in making the job 20 years back, present CEO of News Story and Present Sphere has to work in an environmental wherever public print, and the endless quantity of idiots, trolls, and hypocritical chumps who patrolling it, among lot more than remarkable types, of year, is an always present headache. Decisive that battles to struggle, by decryption factual mistake of virus sound, and knowledge that battles to participant, will be key. Speaking of battles, Unsworth conducted up her job in a toxic policy ambience. Besides, as portion of a length negotiating, a enormous quantity of the imaginary stories are fair leaks of one party who are with naive journalists to conduct negotiations in social. If, tell, a present bearer fairly gives the overseas registrar a difficult period for bloviating and frantic his way via an interviewing and manufacturing no try to reply the issue, and Boris is rather outdoor on the tactics while the mics are off, later number 10 will be on the telephone once to complain about. Unsworth will get known in them all. I tell to one definitive circle applicant the 1 week on how these saving would be found. I requested if the top path to £80 meter was salami cutting, i.e. take out a ratio of few various bits, or large, symbolical, stocky intermittent, love loser special programs, or though channels. His answer was, the anxiety is, though following you do both of, i.e. cut lot of big material and salami piece, you yet get anywhere close the £80 meter. In some speech, by Unsworth it is unavoidable how several top-profile and extremely morbid decisions, consisting on job losses, will be a routine incident. Maybe the largest problem will be digital. Of all the metric by that Unsworth will be convicted while she stands downward, few will offer as nice an sign of her possession as how so she has controlled the change to portable. Turning how digital, and especially portable, becomes the precedence could be hard, though if such £80 meter intermittent weren't coming. The try to address these issues, as Variety, is creature led by Tony Room. It would include been difficult for her to adhere about had else applicant got the work. In a so received speaking at James Harding's outgoing side the 1 week, she joked how possessing treated in few directors of News Story, they were a rock she knew so. He visited the everyday meet at 9 a.m. in News Story management team the night, to show the assignment. How was met in ovation. I'm said he supported her since of her expertise, judgment, her authorities on fairness are flawless, and profound relation in personnel, that will be urgent taking into account the ache front. He's not precise how Langthroom wants to go on in the work. But if he decides to keep in, 3-year, Unsworth many faces the perspective of manufacturing lot of difficult decisions, declaring job losses and vision bloodstream on the story, just to discover how she has a new lug in whom she has to hammer a trustful relation. Except, how is, she succeeds him as CEO General, an possibility that becomes lot more than probable in lighting of the assignment. So a enormous benefit, affirmative, the opportunity to job in extremely gifted, proper and diligent human beings, and a enormous job at one of the planet's primarily artistic and magazine institutions. But Hades night, afternoon and overnight too, and the lowest period to do the job for as length as it has existed. Greet, Lug.